What's everybody? I hope your camera is better than me. Mine's a little fuzzy. My computer's a little bit older, so I'm sorry that that's the way this is going down. But we're live nonetheless. I've been shooting for this for a while. Um, my whole goal was to get to 50 subscribers so I could do this, and I'll be dang if I'm not like where am I at? Sorry. I'm at 60 subscribers, which is crazy because I was fighting for 50. I don't know that many people. So I was asking around, and man, have you guys pulled through, and I appreciate it so much. Um, so my idea is that I'm going to be able to start doing video podcasts and audio podcasts, um, back and forth, because I won't be able to be uh, at my computer all the time. So, and then I'm probably gonna have to get a new webcam because I just don't want to see my face. I'm sure you'd rather see much more than that. I got blinky lights behind me, but that's cool. But my scenery isn't great. So, um, maybe I can change that. But I'm not real worried about that right now. I am here to tell you about today. This is my podcast for today. Again, I'm Andrew. If I don't know you, it's nice to meet you. I'm nobody special. I say I'm a lot. Sorry about that. I almost said uh, but I struggle with some things in life. I struggle with a bunch of anxieties that um, I'd rather not. I struggle with depression, which most of us don't like to struggle with. So this is my way. This is my way of helping other people. So I really enjoy this podcast. I've been doing it for a long time. I think I talk about on my audio podcast that I don't like to edit anything. I like to just be myself. I don't want you guys to think I'm something more special than I'm not. But all in all, I really like to do it because um, it helps everybody out, and we can have fun with it too. Hopefully, I can do some video editing with this stuff. Uh, I'm still learning all that as we speak. I'm going to play with it a little bit tonight after this. Um, but anyway, I've been kind of having a rough day today. I've been kind of having a rough couple days today. I've been helping with my mom with a lot of stuff. I've been keeping myself busy for many, 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 many reasons. One, I really enjoy to be with my mom. I love her so very much. I'm glad she's still here with me on this earth, and I can't be more thankful than I am for her than I am right now. Her and my brother is pretty much all I have on my side of the family. My wife, she has a very, very big family, which I love very, very much. But when you see your family dwindle down the way I have in the last few years, it can be mentally challenging. So that's been my thing. My dad passed away. I talked a lot about in my audio podcast. My dad passed away a couple years ago, May 19th of 2021, literally almost 2 years ago. And usually around this time, I'm trying not to be like one of those guys. It's like, oh, that's the date. This is really bothering me. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to be one of those, one of those kind of people. I know sometimes the certain days of the year makes you just brings back a whole bunch of memories. You don't really want to do much. That's kind of what it did for me. Luckily, I worked that night, so I didn't have to think about much just when it came to that. Um, but then I was home the next couple days, and I knew it. My mom's getting ready for some garage sale stuff, and so I was just like, "Let me help. We'll be doing it all day. This is awesome. I'm excited." And and that's what I did. So the bad part about it is doing some of the garage sale stuff kind of brings some memories back too. Um, Luckily, for the most part, I was hanging out by myself. So if I was dwelling on that a little bit, I didn't really get angry or upset. I just thought about it even more, which is can be bad, I guess. But anyway, I don't know that. Uh, so that's pretty much what's made today rough for me. Sometimes I kind of feel guilty that I don't react much on the day of, and like my dad's gonna come down and beat me up for it. I don't think he is, but I know he knows I'm thinking about him. I just have I have a lot of feelings that I wish I would have had the chance to release to my dad. Sorry, I'm tired, but uh, I really wish I had the chance to tell him many many things. I really wish he had the chance to spend more time with his grandchildren. I didn't give him much of that for for many reasons. It wasn't just me. Um, there's a lot I've learned as an adult, and one of the things is that I never forget that the road goes both ways, no matter where you are. So I still hold him accountable for the stuff that he didn't participate in. Maybe he did it for a reason, maybe he didn't. But that's the bad part about it is I can't sit here and talk to him about it. That's he's gone now. He had a heart attack and um in his own house. He was by himself, and that kind of messes with me a lot. I wish he had somebody there. It's one thing that I struggle with a lot is the fact that um, I don't want to die alone, and I think a lot of us feel that way, especially the ones who are married. I've been married 15 years now. Yeah. Uh, Now I can't. Too many people my age can't really say that anymore. A lot of divorces happen. A lot of people don't get married. Um, so I'm grateful for uh, the- God blessing me, really, um, and giving me 15 years with the most beautiful woman of my life. She gave me two awesome kids. I got a 16 and 13-year-old. They're great kids. They're very smart. They get all their intelligence from their mom, I promise, and I'm grateful for that as well. um, but but we all have a rough day, and today was one of mine. Really, yesterday and today was one of mine. But I was grateful for the people I had in my life to be able to sit there with and talk to and really keep my mind off of the things I didn't want to have it on. So if you guys if you guys are watching and you know who you are, thank you. I love you very, very, very much. I'm sorry I'm yawning. Um, Probably because I'm breathing weird because I hear myself breathing in here. Also, I'm tired. So I can make excuses all day, but I'm not going to. I'm going to read a quote because I love reading quotes. And there was one I had in mind, which is a few. There's a few that I had in mind. but I want to find one that I really want to read to you guys. Okay. If you've read or listened to any of my podcasts, I'm a Christian man. I'm not perfect by any means, but I like to base my life off the Christian perspective. So I want to read this verse that I really have to read and remind myself of quite often. And if you're a Christian as well, you'd know, you maybe know this quite well too, but if it's fitting on this moment for me here right now, but it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. That's in Proverbs 3:5 through 6. And it's true, man. Is you like if I laid it all on myself, if I laid every single situation I had on myself, um, I'd I'd have anxiety and depression, right? And I'm doing it. So, what other way to get better or to learn from that than to put it all on him like he asked and know that and know that he has a plan for you. So, that's awesome. That's exciting news. But you it's so stupid. I'm sorry. Anyway, uh, I could tell myself I'm awesome all day and be like, uh, I should do that. Thank you for awesome technology. Anyway, I've been having a little more positive vibe, giving myself to um, I, giving myself to God and letting Him take care of the things that are really too heavy for me to do because you know I obviously have big shoulders, so you'd think I'd be able to take on this life without question. Uh, but man, even as a big guy, a big tough guy, uh, and being a leader like I try to be sometimes, and all this other stuff, I still have to kind of sit back and slow myself down and be like, "Whoa, man! Like, what are you doing? You're making this too hard on yourself." And then I sit there and I think about it all day long. Not only that, but I sit there and think about it all night long, and then I don't sleep, and then I don't work well, then I don't socialize well, which I don't socialize well anyway. So when I'm tired, it's even worse. And then I have myself in all kinds of trouble, right? I'm not talking to my family well. I'm reacting poorly to the things that I may need to be strong about. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that uh, you can really use. You can really use God for, you know. But I don't want to tell you what to do. I don't want to tell you that God's your best answer. Um, if you're asking me, that's me telling you I think so. Do I know that's the perfect answer for you? No, but it's really been my only hope. I've been to a lot of counseling. Counseling has been a joke for me. Maybe because I'm not good at talking to people. I don't know. Maybe that's my problem. But they're very biased about the way that they think, so it's very difficult to um, explain my feelings, and then you're right there in front of them. So it's like you're giving a speech, and you're like, oh man, am I saying the right things? Am I not saying the right thing? And I mean, so it's it's very, very difficult. And then they try whatever they can to like get it out of you. And if they're not getting stuff out of you the way that they want to, and then they start asking you these crazy questions. Like one time I went through um well, the year my dad passed away. Let's talk about this. I went to counseling right after that. That year, um the year my dad died, I had dad, my cousin, and my uncle died that year. That was three deaths in 1 year, and I was still I was still kind of punked out over my friend dying. And so I went and did counseling, and I was telling her all this stuff, and she's like, "Well, let's talk about one thing at a time." So I talked about my friend dying because, his death happened first. I wasn't ready to talk about dad yet, so that's what I did. And so we do that, and we're talking about all this stuff, and the next thing you know, the counselor comes up the next well, it's the beginning of the next session pretty much, and she's like, so you say you go over to the wife of your best friend's house and help her out with stuff. And I was like, sure. I go over there and help her fix the house, talk to her because she's my friend, stuff like that, stuff that, I try to pull in for like the stuff that, she's missing out on in a good friendship. She doesn't have her husband there anymore. So I'm trying to do my best. I promised her husband that I would be there for her and her family because I was just a really good friend. That's it. I've been married 15 years. Well, not at that time, but I've been married for a lot of years. There's no other intention that I have. So, so then the next question is, well, do you think that she's using you as a rebound? Like, she didn't say that exactly, but that's pretty much what she put down. She was like, do you think you going over there makes her feel like you're him, like you're the husband, and you're kind of replacing him. And I was like, what? You know, like, what are you talking about? Because I've never went over and thought of a girl as another, some other woman as, especially that just lost her husband not too long previous to that, be like, oh, I'm just gonna fill in for him when he's gone. There's no way I'd think that. No, I just wanted to be a good friend. I wanted to help her out. I wanted to get her through some stuff. She was going through counseling and stuff like that. Nothing was, otherwise, it wasn't crazy, you know? So, so it was whatever, I go home and I come back the next day, man. That's all she does is she brings this up. She's talking about her. She's talking about uh, the woulda, coulda, shouldas, stuff like that. And then all that. And I'm like, okay, well, it's a couple of days of that. Hopefully I can go back and I start talking about something else. Nope. I go back the next time and we start talking about it again. I'm like, man. And then I say, hey, I think that we've gone a little bit overboard with this current situation. There's a lot of stuff that's on my mind. There's a lot of stuff that's bothering me. Why don't we talk about something else? Great idea, huh? And she says, no. She says, um, she's like, actually, I think we need to put focus on this situation and this situation only, and then we can move on. And I was like, man, ow! I smacked the crap out of her. I swear. Like, I was like, man, what are you doing? Like, I was like, okay. I was like, well, I don't want to talk about it anymore. And she's like, well, we'll go on to the next thing starting tomorrow. And I was like, why don't we go to the next thing starting today? And she's like, well, I'm not ready. And I'm like, cool. I'm glad you're not ready. So I won't be coming back. So whatever you want to talk about now. And she's like, if you're not coming back, then you might as well just go. And I said, sounds like a great idea. So I left. and figured out the counseling wasn't for me. So, but isn't that crazy though? And the I understand everything about it. I understand that that could be an issue. I understand, but if they, if one of your clients said, "Hey, like that's not it," don't shouldn't you put at least some faith in your client and say, "All right, well, let's talk about something else," because usually all those other things usually lead back to if something weird was going on, and that's why I'm thinking about it hardcore. Should have figured that out. Should have figured out that that was the least of all my issues. So, uh, that was over. And I've done a couple other things. I've talked to a couple other people about it. I got offered to go to church counseling and stuff like that. I never did take that choice because um, I don't know why I didn't. I don't know. I think counseling just in itself just put a bad taste in my mouth, and I didn't feel like that's something I wanted to do anymore. It never even when I talked about it for a little while, it never helped me any. It made me worse, especially that counseling session. So, uh, so I left and never thought about counseling again. Counseling may be good for you, you know, especially when you're having like thoughts like suicidal thoughts or you know, self harm or stuff like that. Even if you feel like you're isolated or something like that, and you need somebody, counseling may be a great thing for you. Just some people it's not, and I don't feel like it was for me. So I moved on. So anyway, um, then I started using podcasting, and now I'm using this as a coping mechanism for my thoughts. And hopefully it starts to work. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It'll be fun anyway. So I think I see somebody's on my live. If you are on there, say what's up on my chat because I think it's supposed to be working. But anyway, um, so that's pretty much why I've been having a rough day. If you see my Facebook, I went to my dad's uh, gravesite, whatever, and saw his headstone. I sat out there until sunset. I did that last year on May 19th. It works. Nice. Do you work tomorrow, big dog? Sweet. Nice. Stop being sick. So that means come to work because I'm gonna be there. But anywho, I think this I think this live web is going to be sweet. I don't want you to not be there. I think this is going to actually attach to my podcast. I'm not exactly entirely sure how that's going to work, but it has a setting in there where it Um, it will. So even in the comments and stuff, man, if you're having a rough day, um, you too, Josiah. If you're having a rough day and stuff like that, I think it's good for all of us to just be here for each other, even if sometimes I feel like I'm talking to nobody. Um, we got each other to fall back on, and we can help each other out because counseling's been a joke for me. Um, Other stuff's been a joke for me. I've been scared to take a whole bunch of like medicine to calm me down. I do take some, but enough to like chill me out when I get like really anxious. But but I am pretty grateful for the people that join me on here, and especially all 60 subscribers. I thought I was gonna like not be able to get 50. So for all 60 people who helped me out on here, even though I may have cheated a little bit. I shouldn't have told it myself, but that's funny. But anyway, I had 60 people, and that's great. So so cool. I'm glad this is working out. Hope everybody can join me soon. I'm going to have a few guests on here um, very soon. Um, Probably some local people first, and then um, I have some out of state people that want to join me and start talking to me about some stuff. So hopefully this will get a little bigger than it is, and and then we'll go from there. So Josiah, man, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Um, Kind of helping me make sure this thing works. And to everybody else, thanks again for subscribing. I appreciate everything that everybody did. Um, and again, if you're struggling and you have, uh, if you're struggling and you're having a bad day and a rough day, like I've been having the last couple days, throw it down in the comments, man. We'll talk about it. Anything, um, as long as I can help. So I'll see you guys soon. Um, have a good one. Be safe.